Welcome back, my fellow zodiac enthusiasts, to this next episode of our astrology series. Let's get into it. My name is Brittany, if you are unaware, and the last episode was dedicated all to Libra, which is the sign of balance, reflection, and relationships. Going through Libra helped to teach us how to meet other people, how to create harmony, and how to better see ourselves through connection. But then there's something Libra doesn't do. Libra is not a sign that goes all the way down. It is not the most intense emotional sign that you could have. Because eventually in every life, in every version of ourselves, we have to hit a bottom where surface level connection, surface level attention is not enough. Where something underneath begins to stir and says, well, what's really going on here? And this is the part of the wheel in which we arrive at Scorpio. So the word Scorpio usually terrifies people. People think Scorpios are very intense, very moody, and I'm going to be honest, yes and yes. Yes and yes, there's nothing wrong with that. They are known for that. These are deeply feeling people. So Scorpio is fixed water, which means it's very deep. It is intense. It's still. It is not like the other water signs. It's not a gentle tide like Cancer. It's not that flowing empathy that we get when we arrive at Pisces. Scorpio emotions are like the ocean at nighttime. Quiet on the surface maybe, but endless and sometimes darker beneath. It's a sign of transformation. It's a sign of power, death, rebirth. It's a very intimate place in the astrology wheel to be. Now, I want to say something important because Scorpio is, like I've already touched on, one of the most misunderstood signs. It often gets labeled as dark or jealous or mysterious or too intense, and while those traits can show up, they're not the ultimate essence of this sign. The essence I feel for Scorpio is truth. Not surface truth, not a truth that's been curated to be palatable in any way, but the kind of truth that changes things once you see it, once you arrive at it. Scorpio is traditionally ruled by Mars, and in modern astrology it's often associated with the planet Pluto, which kind of tells you everything you need to know about the energy if you know what Pluto brings. Mars is an energy that brings intensity, right? Drive, emotional force, Aries type energy. Pluto brings depth, destruction, rebirth, power. If you combine those two things, that is a very complicated energy. Together they create something that doesn't skim the surface in any way imaginable. Scorpio energy is one that goes head first all the way in. It wants to understand what's been hidden, what is suppressed, what's buried, what truths are avoided. It's the part of us that knows healing doesn't happen on the surface. It happens in the places that we are scared to look. Scorpio governs intimacy. Can be physical, but not just physical. It's emotional, it's energetic intimacy. It's about merging and being vulnerable and transformation that only comes when we let somebody truly see us for who we are. But, and this is kind of like the shadow of Scorpio, with that sort of depth does come fear. It's the fear of loss, or fear of betrayal, or fear of just being exposed in general. And so Scorpio protects itself. It's very good at protecting itself, similar to Cancer. Sometimes it protects itself through silence. Sometimes it's through control. Sometimes, quite often, it's through intensity that kind of pushes away other people before they can get too close. But beneath all of that, if we strip away all of those defense mechanisms from a Scorpio, there is a profound capacity for healing. It's a very transformative sign, and that's where I want to begin as we move Scorpio through the planets. So grab your birth chart if you have it available, and let's see what we can discover about ourselves. When your sun is in Scorpio, your identity is rooted in transformation. That is the number one thing, capital T, transformation. You are not in this lifetime to live on the surface of anything. You're here to evolve, to shed layers, to confront truths again and again and again throughout your life. This will be a pattern. Scorpio suns often feel things very deeply, even if they can't or don't always show it. In magic, this is a placement that is incredibly powerful for shadow work, or banishing, or cord cutting, anything that requires sharp emotional depth. The lesson here will be in trust, learning that your vulnerability is not actually your weakness. When your moon is in Scorpio, your emotions will run very deep, they will be extremely intense, and they will often be private. This is actually kind of like the moon's fall, meaning this is a very challenging placement to be. It's kind of like the Artemis 2 mission just finished, so I'm kind of obsessed with this right now. It's kind of like the dark side of the moon, right? The moon in Scorpio placement is very similar to revolving and going around the dark side of the moon, seeing all this very shadowed energy that is difficult to contain or difficult to explain. And it's not because it's a bad placement, it's just because feelings are so powerful here, they can be overwhelming to you. You might feel everything beneath the surface, even if you have trouble expressing it outwardly. In ritual, this is a move that thrives in deep, private work. Shadow rituals, deep emotional release, water magic can be good for you. The shadow will be in holding onto your pain or control as a form of protection. There's a lesson in learning to let go of some of that control. If your rising is in Scorpio energy, the energy you carry into the world feels and looks very intense. It's magical though, and it's deeply perceptive. People feel you before they actually understand you typically. They sense that you're observing much more than you reveal, that you move through life with caution and emotional depth. People can tell that you are someone who often reads the room. You read the power dynamics happening in a situation. You can hear unspoken truths in a room that you enter. It does make you naturally guarded, but it doesn't make you cold seeming. It's just discerning, right? You don't open up easily, but when you do, it's all the way in. It's loyal. It's real. With your chart being ruled by Mars and Pluto, your life path with rising Scorpios is going to be incredibly shaped by cycles of intensity, resilience, pushing you again and again and again to shed old versions of yourself consistently through your lifetime, and stepping into deeply personal power. So this makes you someone who doesn't just experience life on the surface. This is a placement that helps you to live in layers, in truth, and in constant evolution. All right, let's take a quick pause, because if you are listening to this podcast, chances are your magic deserves tools that actually meet you where you are. If you aren't already aware, I am part owner of Winslow Naturals, a small, family-owned metaphysical shop creating handcrafted ritual oils, candles, sprays, soaks, and spiritual tools. Each one made with intention, experience, and deep respect for the craft. These aren't mass-produced products. Every one of our blends is thoughtfully formulated for real-life magic. Whether you're working with deities, doing shadow work, calling in abundance, or just protecting your peace in this chaotic world. I also offer personal tarot readings, aura readings, spirit guide confirmations, distance Reiki, and chakra healing sessions, for those of you looking for deeper insight, energetic support, and one-on-one spiritual care. If you're ready to elevate your practice with tools, readings, and healing work from people who truly understand the craft, visit Winslow Naturals at winslownaturals.com or find us on TikTok, where we go live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And if it's your first time ordering, you can use code Witchy Ways to get 10% off your first website order, because your magic deserves to be supported intentionally, ethically, and powerfully. If your Mercury is in Scorpio, you have a very investigative mind. It's a very curious mind. You do not accept things at face value. You want to know what's hidden, what is being hidden underneath, what's real. Communication for you can be intense. It's very perceptive. Sometimes people might describe you as piercing, like your communication is very piercing. It can be abrupt. In magic, Mercury in Scorpio excels in spells that uncover truth. Very good at psychic work. They're very good at intention setting. The lesson will be in softening communication when it's necessary. When your Venus is in Scorpio, you kind of have like an all or nothing attitude when it comes to love. You want depth. You crave loyalty, emotional intensity. Surface level connection, casual, won't satisfy you. It just won't. You want to understand a person. You want to merge with a person, to be understood completely. In magic, attraction spells here will be potent, but they must be handled carefully. If you're doing love magic as a Venus Scorpio, you need to be delicate, because this energy can become obsessive with a person if you don't ground it properly. The lesson will be in allowing love to exist for you without controlling its actual outcome. So I might not suggest love magic for a Venus Scorpio unless you are extremely grounded already. If Mars is in Scorpio, this is one of the most strong placements for you. So this is focused. It's very strategic, powerful energy. You're not someone to act impulsively, which is good. You act through intention. When you decide something, you're committed. You're fully committed. And in magic, a Mars Scorpio is incredibly effective when it comes to protection or transformation spells or banishing rituals. The lesson will be in releasing your need for control. When Jupiter is in Scorpio, your growth will come through transformation. You will expand by facing your fears, exploring depth, embracing change, which can be hard. Prosperity might come through shared resources or becoming emotionally resilient. Magic tied to deep healing and rebirth will thrive in this placement. If your Saturn is in Scorpio, there are lessons you will have around trust, control, vulnerability. You might have experienced situations in your life that made it feel difficult for you to feel safe opening up. That may have been a pattern that has kind of translated further down the road in your life. And over time, this is a placement that can build emotional strength and resilience if you're aware of your downfalls. Magic here will benefit from disciplined shadow work and boundary setting. When your Uranus is in Scorpio, transformation happens very intensely for you. It's very sudden. Change happens rapidly. You might have unexpected emotional shifts or radical changes frequently in either relationships. Maybe it's just about power dynamics with people. In ritual, this placement thrives in breakthrough work, road opener work, releasing old patterns. Cord cutting can be good for you. If your Neptune is in Scorpio, your intuition will be deep and your psychic sense strong. You might have a natural connection to the unseen, to dreams, to spiritual realms. The lesson will be in maintaining your boundaries so that your intuition doesn't turn into overwhelm Magic here is powerful for spirit communication and intuitive work. When Pluto is in Scorpio, and there's probably a lot of you talking about this right now or listening to this part, Pluto's in Scorpio, that's the home sign, okay? This is a generational point, but it's incredibly potent. Transformation is not optional here. It's the core theme of your life. Ugh. Ugh. As a fellow Pluto Scorpio, ugh, this is exhausting. This is a placement that carries immense power for rebirth, healing, and uncovering truths. Shadow work is not just helpful to you, it is essential. So if you do fall under the Pluto Scorpio pattern placement, shadow work, hell, just therapy work is going to be extremely beneficial for you. And in fact, you actually do need it in some capacity at some point in your life. You will not be able to skim by without it, without feeling extremely ungrounded. Now let's talk about the karmic axis. If your North Node is in Scorpio, your soul is learning transformation. You may come from patterns of comfort or stability or avoiding change. Growth is asking you to go deeper, to face truths, to embrace intensity rather than resisting it. If your South Node is in Scorpio, you are familiar with depth, familiar with intensity, emotional complexity, but your growth asks you to find stability to ground. You might struggle to ground. You might need to really move out of consistent crisis, which tends to follow you, and onto a peaceful time in your life. And then Lilith. So Lilith being in Scorpio. This is one of the most potent placements for raw, untamed, unfiltered power. It's very undiluted power here. You might have deep wounds around trust, betrayal, control, maybe even sexuality. But there is a deep, immense capacity as well for transformation and reclaiming the self. So Lilith in Scorpio doesn't accept any sort of superficial energy. It demands truth. It demands people be exactly who they are. Shadow work is incredibly effective here. The magic will be about reclaiming your power, about breaking cycles, deep healing. Scorpio is a sign that ultimately is meant to teach us about things that feel uncomfortable. It is annoying sometimes to people who have Scorpio placements how deeply transformative and how tied to change it is. But this is essential when it comes to the human experience. Transformation requires letting go. And that healing that comes from that requires feeling. And that power is really not about control at all. It's about truth. Scorpio is the part of the astrology wheel. It's the part of the journey where we have to stop pretending everything's fine and we actually have to face what isn't. And while that can feel intense, it's also where some of the deepest magic can live. Because you can't transform what you refuse to face. Next time in the astrology series, we are going to rise out of these very heavy depths of emotion. So we're going to go from the intensity of Scorpio to a little bit, not much, but a little bit lighter of an energy. We're going to go to Sagittarius, which is the seeker, the philosopher. We're going to go from transformation here to expansion there. I hope to see you next time in that episode, friends. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Be safe, be happy, and be healthy. Blessed be.